Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Sayyid Farooq Hasan with a brand new episode of Sky is the Limit. As you all know, there are a lot of research organizations in every country which contribute to the betterment of the society, which contribute to the advancement of that country. Now these research organizations always, embody a lot of intellectuals, technical people, technocrats, professionals, and they give their input, usually retired people, but sometimes serving people also. But these research organizations, these think tanks are imperative in every country for the betterment of the society and that country. Our beloved country Pakistan has a lot of think tanks, and they are working around the clock 24/7, doing a lot of stuff which sometimes is not visible to the naked eye, but the contribution that it makes is definitely visible in the form of results that we get, the positive results that we get. Today I happen to be in the office of the president of one such think tank, which has over the years contributed a lot. I happen to be sitting in the office of the President of National Institute of Maritime Affairs, and I am with Vice Admiral Ahmed Saeed, a very, very decorated naval officer, Hilal-e-Imtiyaz military, Sitara-e-Imtiyaz military, Tamgha-e-Imtiyaz military, and a lot more. So let's talk to him. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
So thank you very much. I'm really honored to be part of this very highly esteemed program.
Thank you so very much, sir. It has been on my radar for quite some time to come and see you and talk about maritime affairs. It's a buzzword these days. Everywhere we go, we have conferences, seminars, symposiums, editorials written about blue economy and how it can change. It's a game changer, but this is one term which is probably not known to the layman or common man, and he doesn't know or she doesn't know how much contribution this sector is making actually, and what's the potential, the humongous potential that it holds. Now, when I met you first, I was also, because your card read NIMA, so I was like, what is NIMA? And then when I probed, it was National Institute of Maritime Affairs. So that got my interest and it was on my radar, but finally, thank you very much for giving us time. So, but before we go into NIMA, mashallah, you're a very decorated naval officer also. I would like to start from your basic, where did you start from, where were you born, where was your early education, how did you get into Navy, and why Navy, why not any other force, or why not any other profession?
I think very front-loaded question. Yeah, as per your intro, it was in fact my father was in the Air Force.
Okay.
He was a junior commissioned officer. So because of that, then we had to be on a lot of places.
Transfers, lot of transfers.
And we were in Karachi, Islamabad, Rawalpindi, Peshawar, Kohat, Risalpur. So these are the places which I recollect that we have been transferred to. So my birthplace is Risalpur.
Okay.
So
that's where the Air Force Academy is.
Yeah, he was in the Air Force Academy. He was an instructor there. So a little different thing is that that's what my mom tells me, that you were a breech baby, so you defied the normal procedures.
Okay.
So that is something which is in my personality, or that I carried it on thereafter.
You were the eldest of the siblings, or how many siblings?
No, I am the middle one.
Okay.
I have one brother and sister elder than me, and one brother and sister younger than me.
Okay.
So I enjoy this unique position also. So
okay.
So from there on, then my early schooling was in Rawalpindi.
Okay.
Then was in Kohat.
Okay.
Did
you go to a government school or
yeah,
like
it was a St. Joseph's school in Kohat.
Missionary school.
Missionary school where I started off. In fact, there was interesting thing that one they have a church also. So in the morning there used to be a zero period in which the Muslims they used to go for Islamic studies,
And
Islamiyat
Christians
period
used to go for
to the church. So as a kid, I never knew what to do, so I was going to the church for 1 month.
Okay, you must have been fascinated that you
Yeah.
know what's this place where everyone is going. Okay,
They used to give us small gifts also. So that is part of it. My mom then realized, and then she communicated that he is a Muslim kid, and then I went to that side. So from the beginning, I had a sense of competition. I used to be into it. So I used to be top of the class at that
okay.
moment.
Top 3.
Yeah, top 3, top 2. I used to be there till
Wow.
5.
Okay.
My primary education, I used to be either first or second.
Okay.
And in this first class, when I was in the assessment of the teachers was that he should go directly to third class now because he has already done prerequisite for the second class. So
Mhm.
I jumped 1 class at that
Double
time.
promotion.
Yeah, it was a double
We
promotion.
used to call it double promotion.
So that is start, and then I was also into other than this, lot of sports.
Okay. You were an avid sportsman.
Yeah, I am.
Which game?
I was playing. I was team captain of badminton, and twice I was runner-up at the KPK level. Then
Wow.
I was divisional level. I was again captain for the hockey
Hockey.
of the school.
Okay.
Then I was the football player, basketball captain, table tennis, a lot more.
That's quite a variety. But usually
Yeah.
people are good in racket sports, excel in squash, tennis, badminton, table tennis, and all. But they're usually not that good in hockey and football. And but I'm glad that you know.
Yeah, but once I joined the Navy, then other sports also I started playing, which was squash,
Okay.
which was sailing, which was pulling,
Okay.
and to some extent cricket. What I didn't play, I think it was only the tennis. But
Lawn
I was,
tennis.
yeah,
Okay.
lawn tennis. So the rest all I have been trying for.
Throughout your
And,
school.
yeah.
And were you like a naughty kid, or you were a topper? But you know that's another story. But were you like a naughty kid, or were you the most studious and disciplined and teacher's pet kind of a student?
No, I was a naughty one. Yeah.
Okay.
In my brother and sister, again, I was the, as I say, I told you that I was the
Experimental.
experimenting the things, defying the status quo, doing something which would end up into some disaster, and I would get problems at my home, and
Yeah.
father would tell me, this is what you did.
What have you done?
Yeah. So these kind of things were coming up. So I think they knew it that, as we say, the fruit which is raw, which is at the beginning it is not very good, but towards the end it will be more sweet.
Useful and utility
more
will be
sweet.
more. Yeah.
So this is the beginning, and then I did my metric, and then I was looking towards joining pre-medical. And in fact, I had joined the pre-medical
After your metric.
after metric,
Okay.
and I was in the government degree college, Satellite Town.
From Pindi, you did your metric, and
Yeah.
then you joined the college.
So that is how. Now I was looking to become a doctor for the
Okay.
reasons that we didn't have anybody in the family. So there was a
So
pressure that I
parental
should.
pressure also, and
Yeah.
you yourself, you were okay with it. Right?
Yeah, I was just okay, because when I did my first dissection of the frog, and that was troublesome for me. I started looking to do something else.
This is not what I want to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then was the second option was, because I was artist as well. I used to draw a lot of things and
Oh, okay.
do the paintings also. So next thing was that I should look for joining NCA.
Okay.
But at the same time, one of my cousin, he was at that time looking forward to go to Army or Air Force or Navy. He didn't have any choice. He wanted to go to the any of the armed forces. And at that time on 6th Road, we used to have the Pakistan Navy recruitment office. So he went there, and after that he collected 2 papers, one for
one
me
for-
and for himself.
Okay, so it was an afterthought from a doctor switching your mind towards the armed forces and specifically Navy,
To the Navy.
and then you joined the academy.
Yeah.
And how was it like? The initial days must have been very tough for you, like coming from someone who would want to become a doctor and then ending up in a very disciplined and an organized environment, and a lot of seniors telling you what to do and all that.
This was the junior cadet college. I recollect that I had visualized like an artist that at that time the junior cadet college used to be in Manoda, which is an island.
Manoda Island, yeah.
So I visualized that there will be a beach and I will be sitting there doing my painting, and there will be easel and I will start doing painting in the evening, and in the morning I'll have something with the Navy, whatever it is.
Okay.
So the day one, I enter into, and the fellow who's one of the senior, he was ready to receive me.
Okay.
Hey cadet, come here. Then I was there, and I had long hair.
Okay.
So he called me hero,
Aye.
come here.
Okay.
So I went there. Just come along with me. And he took me to the barber shop.
Okay.
He said that on right side you shave off his one mustache,
Mm.
and on the left side you shave off his half head.
Okay.
And he took me along and came back in the parade ground.
Okay.
And then he said that, okay, stand here and start singing a song.
Okay.
And that was terrible for me.
I mean,
that
everyone
was
watching.
that was the welcoming which I got in the junior cadet college. And you're right that for the first time I was totally
Baffled.
with what is going on,
Yeah.
because I was unable to grapple the situation.
Yep.
And but later on, my seniors, I would give them a credit that they treated me well, and they started giving me time to resettle.
Mm.
So that's how then steadily then I came up.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it was good.
Okay.
Disciplined life, of course, is there. Very demanding, I would say, but at the same time very productive also.
So it makes you a gentleman. Once you pass out, you're a totally transformed person.
Yeah, it is. For the reasons that in the forces, first and the foremost thing is your loyalty. Loyalty comes with the honesty. And until unless you are not honest with your purpose, your loyalty is damaged.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So that is the basis of our character building in the junior cadet college. Allegiance to the service, allegiance to the principles of our society, allegiance to our constitution of Pakistan, for that matter.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so you start your career. Where was your first posting? In Karachi? Or?
Yeah, most of the postings are in Karachi for the reasons that our operational billets are in Karachi.
Okay.
So after doing my then in the Naval Academy, I was, as I had gained a little better position, so I was the cadet captain of a division also,
Okay.
which is one of the good positions.
Appointments.
Appointment. I was an appointment holder also.
Okay. Okay.
So after going through, then we were posted on, we went to one of our institution for training, professional training. Then we came back. We had a midshipman period on board ships. That is again a period in which you get the watchkeeping certificate. That means a certificate in which you are considered to be safe on board to sail a ship.
Okay.
So it's normally about 8 to 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then you are independent sailor. That means now you can sail the ship
On your own.
on your own as a safe navigator. So, but after that, then we have a choice to go into a specialized field or continue as a surface ships officer. So at that time, then I decided to go into the submarine service, and then I joined the submarine service.
Another very fascinating and
Yeah.
mysterious kind of, submarines have always fascinated everyone. For that matter.
It is. It is entirely a different
Life is
world.
different.
Life is different. I would say very challenging as well, for the reasons that It's a metallic coffin in which you stay for 30 days, for 60 days, along with your
Yeah.
comrades.
Without seeing the sun,
Sun,
sky.
exactly. And artificially you switch off the lights to red to indicate that it's night, just to have a psychological effect. And during the day the white lights will come on, and this is how we, plus food is very limited, water is very limited,
Okay.
so that commodity is not at your disposal.
That you can drink
Yeah.
as much water as you want, or
Exactly.
eat as much as.
Doing at best your toothbrush using and face washing, and that's it.
Wow. Alright.
So
Okay.
in that situation then you have to adapt yourself as well as you perform.
Okay, okay. So you specialized in that, and then, mashallah, you have 41 years of meritorious service in Pakistan Navy, and you got awarded Tamgha Imtiaz Military, Sitara Imtiaz Military, and Hilal Imtiaz Military. So was all these medals, I'm sure you must have done something exceptionally well. Any notable achievements that you would want to share with us?
Yeah, that is starting from the first, the Hilal Imtiaz mostly. That was when I was the commanding officer of a submarine. So normally we go for our operational patrols. That is, you test the maximum limit of your platform as well as the efficiency of your crew. So we had acquired at that time Augusta 90 Bravos from France, so which had to be tested. So its enduring limit was 60 days, so I went for 63 days. So that became the one of the I would say challenging moment for us, which we endured and successfully we completed. So on completion of that, then we were I was awarded with the Tamgha Imtiaz Military.
Very nice. Very good.
And subsequently for Sitara Imtiaz, of course, we have some projects which we were doing on that. Then again for Hilal Imtiaz, we again have certain set projects in which I was working for the Navy. So those project was lifted well.
Obviously, it must have been successful.
So Allah has been kind that I was awarded.
Alhamdulillah. So you've remained in all the disciplines like operations, planning, strategy, and all. So after completion of your service, you were posted here, transferred here, or you opted to come yourself to NIMA. How did that happen?
Normally, to cool off your service, 2 to 3 years is given to the officers to have another post. Like we have the barrier universities, we have NIMA, we have the barrier foundation, and it used to be KPT as well. So the senior officers normally they used to get a stint there as well.
Okay.
So for me, why did I choose this? For the reasons that I had more liking towards reading, more liking towards writing. I used to read a lot.
The
books.
creative side.
Yeah. So that is the reason then I chose to be here. So that's how I ended up here. Yeah.
Okay. So coming to NIMA, National Institute of Maritime Affairs. Let's first talk about the blue economy of Pakistan, the scope, the coastline that we have. I happen to be a part of the great program MARSU also, so I have some insight into that, but I would like you to share your views in terms of the potential that the Pakistan has in blue economy.
Okay. First again I would say a little about the maritime economy and the blue economy.
Yes.
Maritime economy is the business usual which we are doing at the moment. That means all the marine activities which are taking place at sea entirely, that comes under the maritime activity. But once we come to the blue economy means sustainability. The cross-cutting theme is to use the resources so that it is not degraded, even if it's fishery, anything else. Second element is that it should not give a negative print on your environment.
Mhm.
And third is that it should be used for the benefit of humanity. So if these three conditions are met, then that means it is a blue economy. Like if you're doing fishing, it is a maritime activity, but if you do take a stock of stock assessment of your fishing first, and you see in your area how much annually fish is reproduced,
Mhm.
and then you say, okay, I will take this much out of it and do not disturb the ecosystem.
Mhm.
So that is the blue economy.
Okay, so from whatever you have, you make the most.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is the blue economy. That is the reason that now we have the sustainable development goals,
Yeah.
in which now the overarching theme is that you don't disturb your environment, do not disturb your ecosystems,
And at the same time,
At the same-
optimize your efforts to
efforts
get the maximum out.
maximum and for the benefit of humanity. That means not for purely for business.
Fair
That
enough.
is
So that's an intro on the blue
blue
economy.
economy. Now we
that
come to
you
the
do.
potential. That is the second
Yes.
part of your
Yeah.
question. Potential, of course, if we see overall the world maritime economy, which is now turning into the blue economy, its total volume is, as per the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, 2024 estimates, they say it is 32 trillion,
Okay.
out of which our contribution is very, very meager. It is maybe not more than 2 billion.
Okay.
Whereas we are the fifth largest country as far as the population is concerned. We have over 1,000 kilometer of coastline.
Mhm.
We have 240,000 square kilometers of EEZ. Along with that, 50,000 extended continental shelf, which we have been able to claim.
Mhm.
In this region, Pakistan is the first country to have claimed the extended continental shelf. Even
Okay.
India has not been able to so far.
Okay.
So this is, I think, and these are all the potentials in which we have to see how we can gel into a world economy,
Mhm.
that we at least we should be able to if we go for about 10%, so it should be around our economy overall potential so far we have gauged is over 100 billion.
$100 billion US dollars we're talking about.
Yes.
Okay.
Single CPAC, if you see, the CPAC is called, it is the Suez Canal on land.
Okay.
So Suez Canal at the moment is earning 10 billion a year.
Okay.
So that means 10 billion if you get it into this business and you are able to earn that.
That's the kind of potential that we have.
Yes.
Awesome.
Fishery, if you see, Vietnam, which is a much smaller country than us, about 10 billion they are getting from the fishery. So if we see, we will have about 10 to 15 billion, we have a fishery potential.
Yep.
Aquaculture, again Vietnam 4 billion they are, India 6 billion. So we have potential 4 to 6 billion we can earn from that. We will go for shipyards, that is for construction. Unfortunately, since 1947, we have one shipyard.
That's in Karachi.
That's in Karachi. Whereas this is a business which is very thriving. 90% of ship construction are taking place in Asia, which is China, Japan, and Korea.
Okay.
So this is a thriving economy in which I think we should go into make 4 or 5 more
This is a
shipyards.
sector where we can get expertise.
Expertise, of course, our coast is available and the shipping is going along our front. It's like if you have a road on which transport is plying and you're not making effort to have a petrol pump, you're not making an effort to have the maintenance workshops. If you do, of course, the people will stop there to exploit these
So
facilities.
there's so many potential areas that we can look at in terms of investment, in terms of manpower. I was just going through a report just recently. There's in DG Khan, there's a shrimp farming or something like that has been inaugurated by the Chief Minister Punjab. And I was actually first, I thought I'm hearing it incorrect. Well, shrimps we always associate with Karachi or with, like coastal areas. So I said DG Khan, and then it was that the farm has been constructed, and if successful, which they are hoping, it would be replicated. So that's going to give a lot of jobs and contribute towards the economy.
Very rightly pinpointed. I would say this is actually aquaculture.
Okay.
That means that you, away from the sea, you are able to farm the fish and the shrimps.
Oh.
So this is again a thriving field.
Okay.
In which close to Karachi there are Dhabeji farm, there is Al Karam farm. They have started doing the shrimp farming, and I give full credit to the government of Sindh that they provided them with rebates, enabling environment rebates, and plus the bank loans as well.
Okay.
So within a year, they have developed farms to a level that's about 400 acre farms and 350 acres farm. So one is doing a high density, one is doing a normal. So together, if the product starts coming out, it will be giving about $1 billion.
Wow.
So this is the potential I'm looking at.
Okay.
So this is where the area where they have started. Why? Because there is intrusion of sea on land. So that area is marshy now, and where you cannot have your regular green crops.
Fair enough.
So what to do? This is the
alternate
use. This is what
beneficial use.
Similarly, in DG Khan, this Muzaffargarh, there has been a problem in the land. So when they checked out the PPT value, they found that it can be used for shrimp farming. So again, I give full credit to the leadership of Punjab that they realized this potential, and they quickly went into this. And now I believe that, and a good part is that the shrimps can be taken after 4 months. You can have export quality available. Yeah,
export quality. Okay.
Exactly. So in 1 year, you can minimum you can have 2 times, and if you do high density, you can have 3 times.
Wow. Okay, and I'm sure NIMA also had something to do with that project.
Yeah, we had done the basic work in Sindh with these forms, and we had done the research work, and then we had some exchanges with the SIFC, and it's about a year ago.
Great. Amazing talking to Admiral Ahmed Saeed. We've discussed the basics, but now we'll get more into NIMA, its scope. Why was it formed? What does it do? How is it governed? What is your current working? What are your future goals? And the $1 million question that has always stuck to my mind, that this coastline of Pakistan has always been there. We have lovely, beautiful beaches near Gwadar and all. Why has this still not been developed? We all talk about it. We talk about blue gold, blue economy. But why don't we see any action on the ground? What's stopping us? So that's the $1 million question that we're going to ask. But right now we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Very, very interesting. Welcome back to Sky's the Limit. This is Syed Farooq Hasan in conversation with Vice Admiral Ahmed Saeed, and he's the president of NIMA, National Institute of Maritime Affairs. Before the break, we understood what blue economy is, but now I'm going to get more into detail with NIMA. So why, when and why and how was NIMA formed? Just give it, what's the scope of NIMA?
Okay, first we maybe a little about what is think tank.
Yeah, okay, let's start with that.
From there we can,
fair enough.
Move a little further.
Yeah.
Think tank is basically a research organization, which gives an analysis of a situation based on authentic data.
Okay.
And they develop solutions and gives it to the decision makers.
So they do all the spade work, the research, the homework, and they give it to the decision maker to make a decision, and they give different alternates.
Yeah, to make informed decisions.
Okay.
That is what is happening world over.
Okay.
And each senator in US, uh, he has connections at least with 5 think tanks.
Okay.
And once they do legislative work, so their work is very authentic. That's the reason they have a throw off of next 50 years, 100 years, and they forward looking, everything is done. So in this particular field, that is the, as you already highlighted, the economic side of the maritime side, the blue economy, I would say again. In the blue economy and its potential, there was a gap. There was no think tank in Pakistan which was exclusively working on this area. So in 2007, one of our chief of the naval staff, Admiral Tahir, so he had an idea that we should have our own think tank which should work in the domain of exclusively maritime. So
Okay.
that's how in 2007 this was started off with the 1 chair and 1 person, and as usual it happens, and then started growing gradually. And now it is maritime affairs, one of the maritime affairs think tank which is working in exclusively in this field.
Very nice. Okay.
And our vision and our working is that we should provide, again as per our mandate,
Accurate data.
accurate and authentic data to our decision makers. So that's how we are working with the policy makers at the National Security Division level. We are working with the MOCC, we are working with the MoMA, we are working with the Navy, and whosoever, even with the academia, even for the print electronic media, those friends of us, they want to write something, we help them out. Along with that, if somebody is pursuing a PhD or MPhil on these fields, so we provide them the data.
Assistance. Okay.
The assistance as well. So these are the things on which we are working and we are doing our work.
So you must have a mandate or a scope. Okay, these are the areas that you have to cover in terms of research and all. Who decides that and what is that?
Overall, we have a board of advisors, which is subject matter experts in their fields. They are about between 18 to 20. And it is headed by one of our former naval chief.
Oh, okay.
So they provide us the guidance.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, we each year we decide calendar of events.
So right now it's Admiral Zakaullah, if I'm not mistaken.
Admiral Zakar
And before
is
that it was Admiral Asif Sandela.
Asif Sandela, exactly.
Yeah, both amazing
Amazing.
personalities. I met them both.
Admiral Asif Sandela actually he formed up with us as a team to rejuvenate this organization on the modern lines. So there was a study about 1 year reading, analyzing all the think tanks, and then we reorganized this think tank. That is the reason earlier on it used to be a director general, and now it is the president who is the head of this organization.
Okay, great. Okay, so you were telling me, so the board of directors decides the scope?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they give the directions and which are the areas which we should be looking forward. And then we have team of researchers, those who are working. Then we have, actually there are about sectors, if we count, there are about 40 sectors in the maritime side.
Okay.
In which we are working.
Like,
so,
just
like starting from, it is, if we say fisheries, if we say shipping, if we say ship construction, shipbreaking, that is now called ship recycling because of the green shipping.
The green shipping,
exactly.
Okay.
And that's the coastal communities, then it's the aquaculture, then it is the environment, then it is the subsoil. Subsoil, then if you go to the subsoil, this is hydrocarbons, then it is the exploitation of rare earth metals, which are now coming up as a field in which a lot of countries are working. So if we start counting, there are about 40 these kind of fields.
So you must be churning out data and analysis, 24/7 and giving it to the decision makers. The second part of my question was that why don't we see that kind of action on the ground if it is such a humongous potential area? If I talk about ship breaking industry, ship recycling industry, I think we used to be number 1, and now we are probably number 4 or 3 or 4. Why? If the coastline we talk about, we've got beautiful shores and beaches. internationally, if you travel, you see all those are like gold areas, and here, you know, they're neglected areas. Why has no action been taken so far? We've been talking about this for so many years.
Yeah, you're right. I would say that our economic policies have been revolving around one theme, and that is that we are an agriculture country. Again, some political decisions in the middle of, say, 1970s, which was nationalization of industries and all that. In that, the big shots, those who were actually managing this sector, earlier on it was going very fine. So that actually dented this industry badly. And thereafter now, the maritime sector is a kind of sector where you need sustainable policies, security of investment, as well as the overall security. Until unless you don't have this, the investor will not come. This is the part of it, because huge money is involved into it. If a shipping agent has to take ships here, maybe 10 ships, maybe. There was a fellow who had approached the government. He had 45 ships, and he wanted to come to Pakistan and have the shipping lane operating under the Pakistani flag. But the process was so cumbersome, plus so many things were being done, so he had to leave again. So we have to simplify our policies, we have to incentivize and give this thing to the investors, that your investment will be saved for maybe another 30 years, maybe 40 years.
Okay.
So this is something in which I think our political will has not been able to come into play.
Okay. Okay. So the data is there, the analysis is there, the information is there. We need to work on the fundamentals, basically. You know, the overall security and everything. If that is ripe, the environment is ripe, then this can be cultivated.
And stop thinking about planting a tree which can give the dividends in 3 years.
Okay, so it's a long-term investment.
Yeah, 3 to 5 years.
Futuristic investment.
It has to be a longer time policy.
Okay.
So everything stems from the policy.
Okay.
Like National Maritime Policy is still in limbo for about 23 years.
But we
It
have
is
a
being
full-time
reviewed
ministry,
one after the other. Exactly. The MoMA, now the MoMA has been made. It was
Ministry of Maritime Affairs.
Yeah, it started off late.
Okay. Okay.
So, but again, I would say subject matter experts have to play their roles, so that you give, now the political direction has to be given by the National Maritime Policy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Only then you have the strategies, then you have the mechanism, then you have the resource allocations, and then you have the monitoring mechanisms. So if the block is at the policy level,
Then
so there is a problem. There is a problem.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. So this used to be ports and shipping, which became maritime affairs, right? At least we are working in the right direction. We are actually going there for that. What's the future scope that you see for NIMA?
The way we have progressed, the way we are working with the international organizations, like you must have known that the last month Secretary General of IMO, he was here in Pakistan. First time after 75 or 76 years that he was here. Never ever we had a Secretary General coming to Pakistan from the IMO. IMO is a body from the UN which governs the International Maritime Organization, which governs everything which is under the sun about the maritime side.
Okay.
So he was here, he was particularly here for helping Pakistan to revive the ship recycling industry.
Oh, okay, very nice.
So that was very promising, and he was here, he went to the Gadani, and then he said that of course problems are there, of course, that we did not institute our ship recycling industry on the basis of scientific research. It was an old pattern which we are doing. Because of that, there is a pollution which is going to the sea, and plus about the operational safety and health care of the workers is not being taken care of.
Yep.
Then there is environmental issues. So all these things have to be taken care. But this is a good thing is that in the world everybody has done it. Template is available.
So we do not have to reinvent the wheel.
We just
Yeah.
have to take the template a little,
And work. Tweak it.
calibrate it,
Tweak it and
and
make it
whatever
effective for
exactly. That's what we are doing it, and we are looking forward to, inshallah, within a year this industry will revive and
Inshallah.
as used to be at the number one. Why? Because the ships coming from Europe for scrap, the first
destination
is Pakistan.
Yes.
Then goes to India, then goes to Bangladesh.
Yes, yes. Now I think we lost out on that advantage that we had, and I'm glad that you mentioned that we're going to get it back. Admiral sir, what are the challenges that you face in running this NIMA or executing your thought process, for that matter? And the second part of my question is that how may you induce? We have a youth bulge. 65% of the population is youth. How do we induce the youngsters to come towards this area, that maritime affairs is the future?
The challenges, of course, will always be there.
Excuse me.
And I say that if there are not challenges, that means you're not doing your good work.
Exactly.
So, but we are here to surpass those challenges, and Alhamdulillah, we have been doing it. Many times we face problems in terms of retention of human resource, because very few people are so far linked with the maritime sector, those who chose to do the PhDs in this area. So making them stick together is financially one of the challenge which we are facing. And then of course secondly is a culture of adherence to, or maybe a little inherent repulsion of our decision makers towards listening to statistics.
Okay.
As the Bill Gates said, that problem with computer is that it doesn't lie.
They are factual.
The data speaks it, so you can't fudge the data.
We rely more on hearsay, human beings.
Exactly. So political compulsions many a times overtake the truth which is being spoken by the data. So that is where I think political and that long-term decision making based on the data collected and synthesis of that data, and then whatever it is it speaks about, then we should look into that. This is another challenge. But and third part, you're talking about the how do we
convert the youth bulge
or
to
maybe give a challenge to our youth bulge to come into this area.
Yes.
I give them in a way that this is a promising field in which you have to come. For the reason we say this is in business there are two strategies. One is the red strategy and other is a blue strategy. Red strategy is that you venture into an area which is bounded by a square, defined square. So if you have to do a business, that means you have to make your space at the cost of somebody's space. So this is red strategy. That means there will be rubbing shoulder, there will be hot contestation, and then you will be able to get your business into it. Talking about the two types of businesses, which is the blue business and one is the red business.
Yep.
Red business is actually that you do a business within a confined space, which is already established, but geometrically it is confined within a boundary.
Okay.
So if you have to do a business, definitely you will have to carve out your place in that area.
Yeah.
And that will be at the cost of somebody.
Fair enough.
So this is where the hot spot generates, where you have a contestation and everything. A lot of energies are lost into that.
Yeah.
But if you cross this barrier and go into a space which has never been scaled by anybody, uncharted, so that is the blue area, blue business which we call it. So it requires innovation, it requires a lot of energy of course, but then you enjoy, the space is yours.
Yeah.
Dividends are
humongous
yours.
Space.
Exactly.
Great. And I think the potential is in front of our eyes and we can see it, like it's just a matter of tapping it. And as you said, I believe that the change has started to come, and I think we should be able to capitalize on this potential in a very short span of time from now going forward. Admiral Sahab, with respect to the youngsters that you mentioned, that we have a youth bulge, and I believe my humble submission in this respect would be that since this is a focus area for the government of Pakistan also, and there's a humongous potential in it, I think the awareness needs to be generated also further. We have think tanks, we have MASU, Maritime Security Workshop, that lucky people like me, get to do. But obviously that is not enough. There needs to be more awareness amongst the masses also, with the kind of potential that the blue economy can offer. You agree with that?
Yeah, perfectly. I agree with that. That multifaceted efforts has to be generated.
Even in parts of curriculum, in terms of curriculum also, if we can put it somewhere in our curriculum also initially, so that right from childhood this is inculcated that as far as agro-based economy is concerned, there's a blue economy which exists also.
Exactly.
For Pakistan.
I totally agree with you. I can give you an example of Gentropoli, who is the inventor of the blue economy terminology. So of late I read his interview in which he was saying that about 40 years I have been giving lectures to everybody, and especially the decision makers. But then I felt that I'm wasting my time. What should I do? He said, I started working with the toddlers now, so that it is to be enshrined into their thoughts from very beginning. So that is where I think Pakistan Navy has been working with the Higher Education Commission and all other secondary boards, and with that they have started injecting the blue economy basics into their syllabi. And then we are now integrating into the international arena after the visit of Secretary General IMO, that we are being offered now seats into the World Maritime universities in Sweden.
That's
and just I got the letter from there.
Very nice.
So this is the multifaceted efforts which are being done, and I am pretty hopeful that, and seeing my youth as well, I keep interacting with them on certain forums. So they are very eager, they are very enthusiastic, and I believe that they will turn the tide.
Absolutely. We need to translate that enthusiasm into positive energy, and obviously for betterment of Pakistan. Much as I would love to talk more about blue economy, our time is limited. Ahmed Saab, any last words that you'd like to say before I wrap up the interview? Any message to the youth of Pakistan, the people of Pakistan?
The message is basically in terms of blue economy, that blue economy is like a code of conduct now. So every action of a person who is on land, it creates something for the environment, something for the seas. So we should gauge our working, our actions. Is it in consonance with the sustainability of this planet? If not, then we should abandon that. Very simple, single-use plastic. We must say no to that. 60% of this plastic is going to the sea.
Yeah, and it's clogging.
It is clogging, then it gets degenerated into small particles. Again, it consumed by the fish, ends up on our table, and in Pakistan, it is becoming a problem for the kids also.
Yes, so it's a long-term damage.
Yes.
We need to make a conscious effort to control.
Conscious effort, and every time I would say that it is the society which makes the difference, not the policy makers, not the government. They provide an environment, but it is the society which has to come forward. So if we have a transition to make to the blue economy, that means we have to stand on both legs. One is the sea and one is the land. So the second leg, we need to shift the weight on it.
Fair enough. We have to keep both the things balanced, basically. And with respect, in just adding to what you said, that if the government of Pakistan or any member of society initiates any such policy or scheme whereby they say that don't use plastic and all, is for the betterment of humanity and society as a whole, not for the benefit of just one person or a few individuals. So we need to make a conscious effort, as Admiral Saab put it, for the betterment of our country and for the world as a whole. Thank you so very much, Admiral Saab. It was a pleasure talking to you. I wish you all the best, and I wish Maritime Affairs all the best, and I hope we are able to capitalize on the potential as you mentioned. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it.
So very kind. I also enjoyed it.
Thank you so very much. Viewers, with this we come to the end of this episode of Sky's the Limit. Inshallah, I will see you in another episode. Till then,